I don't want to tell you the whole movie, but once Neo is disconnected from the Matrix and he realizes what the real world is, and he realizes what what he had been born into, basically a virtual world where his body was basically lab grown in a pod, you know. Uh, he was basically in a dream world the whole time. Uh, Once he's unplugged from that system, he goes into the real world with Morpheus uh, and the other, let's call them disciples, the other folks that were either born in the real world or were disconnected from the Matrix. Uh, all in the attempt, Morpheus being like some kind of a prophet type, all in the attempt to bring forth the Messiah, to bring forth Jesus. Neo, in a way, the movie is no, don't look for the movie to be 100% biblically correct. It's not, but there's a lot of biblically sound uh, context in the movie. Okay, and Neo is basically a Christ type, and in the movie, it's basically depicted as like a chosen one, so to speak, someone that breaks through the barriers and surpasses the limitations, uh, both in the physical and the physicality of the Matrix dream realm, electronic realm or digital realm, and in the physical world. Like he is like a chosen one prototype type, in the movie. So he's in the simulation already. He's already in the real world, but he has to learn all these new things of who he really is and what life is really about. And Morpheus is trying to help him realize what the Matrix is. He's trying to explain it to him. And there's this one part where Morpheus drags him to a simulation. So it's kind of like a digital world, but it's not connected to the grid, not connected to online, so to speak. It's not connected to the Matrix. It's just a simulation platform within their database, the database that Morpheus has, again, not connected directly, right? So it's just to show him, to explain to Neo what the Matrix is, and what basically explaining to him the difference between, in our terms, the difference between the physical realm and the spiritual realm, and there's this point where he's walking through a crowd of people, and the music in the background going dun 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 dun, all that, super hype. Awesome movie, love the movie. And Neo's walking through, and he's like getting bumped by all of these. He's getting bumped by all of these random NPCs, all these random players, characters, and he's walking through, and at some point there's this, and everything is very black and white-ish, with a slight green hue that the movie has, but everything in that scene is very black and white. Everybody's wearing different clothes, but nothing really pops at you. Everything looks very uniform, so to speak, and all of a sudden there's this blonde woman, like fairly good looking, whatever you want to say, in a hot red popping red dress, and she passes by him, and he loses focus of Morpheus walking in front of him as he's explaining things to him, and he's looking at the girl in the red dress. He turns around, Morpheus turns around and told him, are you paying attention, or were you watching the woman in the red dress? And Neo's like, oh, like, yo, man, yeah, I was watching. And then Morpheus tells him, turn around, look again. And when Morpheus turns around and looks at the girl in the red dress, it's an agent pointing a gun at him. And Morpheus freezes the frame. And I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember the exact, I'm going somewhere here, guys. I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember the exact wording of the movie in that scene. But Morpheus was basically telling him that, you see, everybody that hasn't been unplugged from the Matrix is a potential agent. They're prisoners. They're prisoners in that world. Maybe at the end of the video I'll put that scene. I'll clip it to the thing so you can see what I'm talking about. Everyone that hasn't been unplugged is a potential agent, and they have been programmed to believe, what the Matrix wants them to believe. So the same people, he says, the same people that you're trying to unplug will fight to defend the lie. They will fight to defend the Matrix because that's all they know. So that's where the word comes in, and like, my people perish for lack of knowledge, because these people truly don't know. They truly don't know that they're prisoners, in this, in the Matrix, in this system that the devil has created. It's a prison for your mind. That's also something Morpheus says. It's, so you're from birth, we are born into a prison, that we cannot see, smell, taste, or touch. Where we're enslaved in a prison for our minds. So
the Matrix is a system, Neo. That system is our enemy. But when you're inside, you look around, what do you see? Businessmen, teachers, lawyers, carpenters, the very minds of the people we are trying to save. But until we do, these people are still a part of that system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged. And many of them are so inert, so hopelessly dependent on the system, that they will fight to protect it. Were you listening to me, Neo? Or were you looking at the woman in the red dress?
I was...
Look again. Who is it?
This isn't the Matrix.
No. It's another training program designed to teach you one thing. If you are not one of us, you are one of them.
What are they?
Sentient programs. They can move in and out of any software still hardwired to their system. That means that anyone we haven't unplugged is potentially an agent. Inside the Matrix, they are everyone, and they are no one.
We have survived by hiding from them, by running from them. But they are the gatekeepers. They are guarding all the doors, they are holding all the keys, which means that sooner or later, someone is going to have to fight them.
Someone.
I won't lie to you, Neo. Every single man or woman who has stood their ground, everyone who has fought an agent has died. But where they have failed, you will succeed.
Why?
I've seen an agent punch through a concrete wall. Men have emptied entire clips at them and hit nothing but air. Yet their strength and their speed are still based in a world that is built on rules. Because of that, they will never be as strong or as fast as you can be.
What are you trying to tell me? That I can dodge bullets?
No, Neo. I'm trying to tell you that when you're ready, you won't have to.